Hello and welcome to this week's edition of This Week in Endicott. I'm Matt Layton.
And I'm Ray Newcomb. Let's take a look at what's going on around campus this week.
Head over to the Lower Callahan Wednesday, November 11th at 5 to celebrate this year's Relay for Life event with fall-themed refreshments. At 5:30, there will be a remembrance service in the chapel, followed by a Veterans Day band marathon at 7 in Gullies.
Padraig O'Malley, a native of Dublin, Ireland, will be speaking Thursday, November 12th at 5 in the Rose Performance Hall in the VPAC. Hear how O'Malley has devoted his life to peacekeeping, including Northern Ireland, South Africa, and Iraq. He'll be speaking on his experiences from these negotiations as well as his insight on other conflict areas around the world. This is a swipeable event, so make sure to stop by and check it out. At 8 o'clock, Reach presents Craft Beer Night in Gullies, so be sure to stop by.
As the fall season winds down, winter season is picking up. This week we have the first two games in the new hockey rink, and Matt and Jess have a look at what happened in the week of sports.
Welcome to this week's edition of EC Sports. For ECTV, I'm Jess Carroll.
And I'm Matt Pritchard. The football team won an amazing 4-overtime game versus Curry. The Gulls were led by NEFC Offensive Player of the Week, Jake Pelletier, and NEFC Defensive Rookie of the Week, Alan Gibson. The Gulls also saw Michael Scherer and Thomas Johnson make NEFC Honor Roll. The Gulls will play their last regular season game Saturday the 14th at home versus Coast Guard.
The first official game was played in the new Raymond J. Bourque Arena, which featured the men's ice hockey team Ty Suffolk. Earlier in the week, they suffered a tough loss, 3-2 overtime loss to Nichols. The men will look to gain their first wins of the season Thursday the 12th at Salve Regina and Saturday the 14th at home versus Wentworth.
On the women's side, the Ladies Gulls remained undefeated with 2 wins versus Johnson and Wales. The first came with a big 6-0 win before returning for their opening game in the Raymond J. Bourque Arena, where they won 2-0. The Gulls will look to remain undefeated versus Becker both Friday the 13th and Saturday the 14th.
The women's soccer team played the number 1 seeded Roger Williams to a great game that went into overtime but unfortunately lost 2-1. The Gulls will now move on to play in the ECAC tournament, which begins Wednesday the 11th versus Emerson. If the Gulls win, they will move on to play Saturday the 14th and then Sunday the 15th.
On the men's side, the Gulls saw action in the CCC Championship after they defeated Wentworth in the semifinals. The Gulls suffered a tough 2-0 loss to Gordon College. The Gulls will now see action in the ECAC tournament, which begins Wednesday the 11th when they host Mount Ida. If they win, they will move on to action on the weekend.
The field hockey team saw a great postseason run, making it all the way to the CCC Championship, where they face UNE. The Gulls took the number 1 seeded University of New England all the way to overtime, but ultimately lost 1-0. Great season, Gulls.
The women's volleyball team started their postseason run with a 3-1 win over the University of New England before falling in the semifinals to Gordon College. The Lady Gulls will now be the number 1 seed in the ECAC tournament, which begins Saturday the 14th versus Anna Maria.
The women's basketball team will begin their campaign Saturday the 14th and Sunday the 15th in the Pepsi Mariner Classic.
And on the men's side, they'll start their 2015-2016 campaign at the Keene Invitational Saturday the 14th and Sunday the 15th.
That's all for this week in EC Sports. For ECTV, I'm Jess Carroll.
And I'm Matt Pritchard. Have a great week, Gulls.
All right, let's check the skies for this week. Let's head over to the weather desk with Jill Watch. Take it away, Jill.
Thanks, Rain. This Wednesday, we're predicting partly cloudy conditions with an average temperature in the mid-50s. Although breakages in sunshine will be visible, there is only a slight 10% chance of precipitation. Temperatures this day are predicted to peak just barely into the 60-degree range around 3 p.m., then back down to the high 40s as the wind chill begins to pick up at nightfall. This coming Thursday, it may be a good idea to get out your rain jacket. Yes, I said it. Be prepared for scattered showers and heavy gray clouds all day long this coming Thursday. The chances of stormy conditions rise in late morning around 10 a.m. and drop down towards the end of the day. Luckily, these conditions will presumably fade away as we get closer to the weekend. Speaking of the start to the end of the week, this Friday will be partly cloudy with a high temperature of 59 degrees. Humidity will be in the 54% range with winds of around 15 miles per hour, slowing down towards the late evening. The weekend will be partly cloudy. Saturday, temperatures are expected to rise to a high of about 55 degrees around 2 p.m., cooling off to a low temperature in the mid-40s at the start of the end to this day. Sunday will be cooler than Saturday as high temperatures will reach up to the low 50s instead. There is a 0% chance of precipitation for the weekend. That concludes our extended outlook for this week. Now for some information on the Northern Lights on the Watch Report. It has been confirmed that early this November there is a possibility of the greater area of Boston to gain visible access to the Northern Lights. The aurora typically only appears in the northern hemispheres. However, this Thursday night may present the opportunity for Canada in the northeastern Midwest zone of the United States to see the aurora as a convergence of charged particles from the sun interacts with the Earth's atmosphere. Now, back to the desk.
Make sure to show your school spirit Friday, November 13th. Wear your blue and you might get entered to win free stuff at the Callahan around noon. At 6:30, Northeast Arc Friday Night Happenings will be featuring a karaoke night at Hogan Regional Center. Contact Student Affairs if you are interested in volunteering. And at 8, CAP presents Bingo Bonanza in the Lower Callahan. Head over for your chance to win a Keurig, a Kindle Fire, Bruins tickets, Jingle Ball tickets, and much more. Then at 10, DJ night will be held in Gullies.
I think I smell something burning. It must be all that hot celebrity gossip on Too Glam to Give a Damn with Molly and Christina. Take it away, girls.
Hello, and welcome to this week's segment of Too Glam to Give a Damn. For ECTV, I'm Christina McNamara.
And I'm Molly Massey. Let's check out what's hot in Hollywood.
The Voice stars Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani are officially a couple after Shelton and Miranda Lambert split earlier this month. Stefani and Shelton only went public with their romance last week, and the flirtatious sparks were clearly flying on Monday as The Voice Live's playoff premiered. The Lovebirds, whose seats were separated by fellow judge Pharrell Williams, laughed and smiled at one another's jokes and were repeatedly caught on the camera glancing at each other's direction. Blake also gave Gwen praises at every opportunity and told rival judge Adam Levine that her contestants had outperformed his. We can't wait to see what this season of The Voice has in store.
In other news, ride service Lyft is competing with Uber by getting a hold of Justin Bieber fans everywhere. Justin Bieber's new album Purpose is dropping this Friday, and excited fans will have an unusual but legal way to download it cheap by taking a Lyft car somewhere. On November 13th, Lyft will be launching Bieber Mode in its app, which will give Lyft riders a substantial discount on the new Bieber album, plus credit towards a future Lyft ride. Let us know what you think by tweeting at us at 2GlamEC.
Great news for animal welfare activists everywhere. SeaWorld has officially decided to end their controversial killer whale shows. SeaWorld announced that the changes would be coming to the company's struggling San Diego theme park beginning next year. The park will no longer feature the company's signature killer whale show, which many believe has contributed to the park's poor treatment of its captive orcas. Instead of the live killer whale shows, SeaWorld plans to create a new orca experience, debuting in 2017, that will be more informative, take place in a more natural setting, and carry a strong conservation message.
Get ready for another season of thrills and chills. FX's most watched series, American Horror Story, has been renewed for its twisted 6th season. The network announced on Tuesday morning that the show, created by Ryan Murphy, will return in 2016 with a brand new chapter. As of now, the theme for the anthology drama has not been revealed, but you can bet it will bring some sort of darkest fears to your life. What do you think it will be? American Horror Story airs Wednesdays at 10.
And that's all we have for this week's Too Glam to Give a Damn. See you next week, gulls.
Gospel Journey's third, the Gospel Revolution, will be held at 7 in the Rose Performance Hall on Saturday, November 14th. At 9, RHA presents Dino Night with Jurassic Park and Dino Nuggets in Gullies. And also at 9, Late Night Loca presents Hippie Night with tie-dye, dream catcher making, henna tattoos, and more.
Let's check out the buffoonery that happened across the country this week with Shake My Head News with Molly and Simone.
Hello, and welcome to this week's segment of Shake My Head News. I'm Molly.
And I'm Simone. In Washington, D.C., the National Hot Dog and Sausage Council is weighing in on one of the nation's greatest debates with a startling declaration that the hot dog is not a sandwich. The council declared itself as the official voice of hot dogs and sausages. It was stated that America's favorite meat and bun combination is no mere sandwich, but rather an exclamation of joy. It is truly a category of its own. The president of the council concluded the meeting by stating that limiting the hot dog's significance by saying it's just a sandwich is like calling the Dalai Lama just a guy.
In Kobe, Japan, Yasumi Harari, a 28-year-old man, was caught hiding in a storm drain to take photos of female pedestrians. Harari was discovered when a woman noticed his hair sticking up from the grate and informed local police of his appearance. When police arrived, Harari admitted to the crime, saying that he had been hiding in the drain since 3 a.m. This is not the first time the 28-year-old has taken part in this act. In 2013, he was convicted of the exact same crime at Conan Women's University.
Transit police in Boston tweeted out an important etiquette update for subway riders Saturday morning. The tweet stated, "Keep your rabbits off the seats." The tweet that the MBTA tweeted included a photo showing the rabbit sitting next to its presumptive owner on a Blue Line train, and a pet carrier can be seen stowed under the seat. So for those of you hoping to travel on the train with your rabbit, please be mindful and keep your bunny inside their carrier during your travels.
In Candia, New Hampshire, 46-year-old Kevin Dumont, owner and founder of the Liquid Planet Water Park, is staging a protest to prevent the sale of his water park. Dumont decided to chain himself to the top of one of the park's 30-foot water slides in hopes of saving the property from foreclosure. He has also encouraged his Facebook friends to spread his cause in hopes of finding someone willing to invest in the property. Dumont has pleaded to remain atop the slide for 24 hours every day until the park is saved. That's all for this week's segment of Shake My Head News. Back to you, Rain and Matt.
This Sunday, the undefeated 8-0 New England Patriots take on the New York Giants. Head over to Gully's at 4:30 to watch the game, and hopefully they go 9-0.
Now let's take a closer look at CAB as Walker Edelman interviews the president of this campus organization. Take it away, Walker.
Hello, everyone. I'm Walker Edelman here with Victoria O'Mara, president of CAB. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
Wonderful. So why don't you tell us a little bit about CAB?
So CAB is the Campus Activities Board here at Endicott, and we plan and put on a majority of the events on campus for all the students here.
So you guys are looking for executive board members. What is the executive board and what is the application process that one has to go through?
So our executive board is put together of the chair, which is myself, and vice chairs and coordinators. Coordinators are the ones who actually plan all of the events, do all the research, put them all together, and their vice chairs are the ones that help them put on the events and help them get through that process.
Okay, and we all know that CAB is in charge of the spring concert, which is one of the most highly anticipated events of the year. So what is the process that you guys go through to plan those concerts?
To plan the concerts, actually a really long process. So we start with a brainstorm of lists of artists that students are interested with, which we got from surveys and from different websites that we come up with to get ideas for the different artists on campus. We then go to our agent to find out who is available and what prices look like. A lot of the time, the artists that students want are way out of our price range. So once we get that list narrowed down, we have to go to the application process, going with the Board of Trustees and upper administration, getting them approved, and then we can move forward with contracts and getting that all figured out.
Now, if someone just wants to be a general member of CAB, how do they go about that?
To be a general member of CAB, we have what we call our street team, which are the people who help us out with brainstorming events, or we have Gullibration coming up, which is a bunch of holiday and winter events, and they put all of that on and just help us at our general events. We have meetings every 1 to 2 weeks, and all of those are put on through our social media, and you can also get on our mailing list for that by emailing endicottcab1@gmail.com.
All right, well, thank you so much, Victoria. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
And that's it for today.
Interested in learning more about autism? Want to make a difference in someone else's life? On Monday, November 16th, the new Autism Awareness Organization will be meeting at 12 in the Lower Callahan.
Well, that does it for this week here at ECTV. Thanks for watching us. I'm Matt Layton.
And I'm Ray Newcomb. Have a great week, girls.